Hello and welcome back to BikeMatters. Today we're testing the Piaggio MP3 300 HPE Sport. The version we have today is the Bianco Luna, or white and black version, but we do have awesome red accents dotted around the bike. So we've got the suspension springs there and the badges and the lining on the seat, so it looks great. With the MP3 we also have a nice big screen and LED lighting front and back. As expected at the front of the MP3, the suspension is provided by a rather sophisticated system called the Articulated Quadrilateral Hydraulic Suspension Blocking System. To the rear we have dual hydraulic shock absorbers with 4 pre-adjusted positions. We have nice storage options on this MP3. At the top here we have a nice little cubby hole with a USB charging port. Then under the seat we just have enough space for one full face helmet and a few other little bits and pieces. With a seat height of 780mm, the MP3 is really nice and accessible. At the front we have two 258mm discs, one for each wheel. To the rear we have a 240mm disc. As standard we have ABS, and as an extra because it's the MP3, we have a foot brake. On this model we have an 11-litre fuel tank, and the fuel cap is nice and accessible just down there. The MP3 has a nice large dash. Now it's split between 2 analog panels and a digital panel. Onto the switchgear, and it's all very nice, simple and stylish, but we do have a few additions. The key one here is this little button which will unlock and lock your front 2 wheels from a fixed position when you come to parking up or at lights. If we go to the bottom left we have a traction control ASR button and a sliding button here for your lights. Now the HPE part of this model name actually stands for High Performance Engine, which basically means that the 278cc engine in this is the most powerful version Piaggio produced to date. This one in particular produces 26.2 horsepower. The Piaggio MP3 300 HPE Sport can be yours from £6,999. So here we go, taking this model out onto the road. Now when it comes to looks and styling, the Piaggio MP3 does things differently, and they kind of started this trend of 3-wheel scooters. I think it was in 2006 with the launch of the MP3. There's been a few that have since kind of gone on to make their own versions as well, but it was the MP3 that got things going. There's been a lot of models of MP3s come out, but the one we have is that HPE 300 Sport version. So HPE stands for High Performance Engine. So we have the 278cc liquid cooled motor in this, which produces about 26.2 horsepower. So it's a nice sprightly engine. I think Piaggio say it's about 24% increase on brake horsepower compared to the previous model. Now I haven't done my homework to check that, but that's kind of what they state. So yeah, nice powerful sprightly motor, and having taken this onto the M1, I can tell you it's more sprightly than I thought it would be, especially considering the weight and size of it. I thought it might struggle, but no, it's actually relatively nippy. Now this one we have is that Bianco Luna colourway option, so white and black. But it does have some nice little red accents dotted around. We've got those red suspension springs. We also have little red highlights on the badges, as well as that lining on the seat. So all in all, this is a very tidy and sporty looking scooter. Now as we're going along this road, one thing I will point out, one little thing I think could be better is definitely the speedometer. So I've got good eyesight, don't need glasses, haven't had the need for them, but if I look down at speed, at that speedometer, I struggle to see if I just want a quick glance down at what speed I'm doing, because the miles per hour is quite small, and they're in a light grey when the rest of the dial is grey. So I know when you get familiar with this, you'll probably know, oh yeah, I'm doing about 30, I'm doing about 40 or what have you. But to start off with, it's like, oh, that could be a bit clearer, whether the font's bigger, whether it's a different colour. I just feel it's a little bit too small and a little too subtle, that you're like, oh, it's a bit of a struggle to see at times exactly what speed you're doing. Now, I haven't ridden a three-wheel scooter before, I haven't ridden an MP3 before. So I jumped on this thing and rode it back from Silverstone to our Norfolk base. And I'm quite nervous, admittedly. I'm quite nervous when I ride a bike for the first time. Anyway, I'm just very kind of apprehensive and cautious. It takes a while for me to build up confidence with a bike. And the MP3 was no exception. I think I was more cautious with this than anything else I've been on, because the whole concept of a three-wheel scooter was quite alien to me. So yeah, the more I've ridden it though, the more kind of confidence I build into it, and I'm sure it can be used a lot more to its potential than what I'm kind of using it currently. But yeah, it's not to be feared, this scooter. It is confidence inspiring. You can see how so many people go for it, to be honest, as the biker gang goes past. Some nod, some don't. It's alright, I'll get over it. They might not like two wheels at the front. So the price of this model in particular is £6,999. So we know it is basically, premium maxi scooter kind of territory. But you got those additions of having two wheels at the front and not your standard one. So there's a lot more kind of cost that goes in to producing one of these. Let's go for an overtake, shall we? Up to 60 nicely. Holds the road really well. Not a really nice comfortable seating position on this. That big comfy seat. Now when it comes to the brakes, we've obviously got ABS on here, which is a minimum requirement, but we have 258mm discs at the front, one for each wheel of course, and a 240mm disc on the back. We also have the addition of a foot brake as well, and that foot brake basically puts on both brakes for you at the same time, as opposed to having front and back used separately. So that 278cc motor on this, that HPE engine, is really nice and pokey. It handled the motorway for me really, really well. I thought it might struggle around 70, but it didn't. It coped with it very well, and it had enough on top for comfortable overtakes. So along with that comfort, this is a great scooter, three-wheel scooter, for longer journeys on faster roads. You're really not going to be concerned about just being overtaken all the time. It can really handle it nicely. And with that whole setup, the suspension, it just soaks it up. It's a really pleasant experience. So the ride and comfort on this model is really, really good. You've got that nice maxi scooter like padded seat, which you can just sit on for absolute hours, and with that suspension it just soaks up most lumps and bumps. You really can just enjoy just a lot of miles on this. It will just keep taking all those bumps all day long. It is lovely and comfortable. The seating position is really nice and neutral. My wrist struggles, my left wrist gets quite painful, but over 2.5 hours in the saddle with this, it didn't hurt once. We've also got that really nice big screen as well, so it stops a lot of wind buffering going on. So all in all, it offers a really nice, pleasant ride to it. And I think this is something that can really do long distances and can do touring really well. Especially that HPE engine, we're kicking out a bit more oomph. It's really confidence inspiring that when you go on longer trips or faster roads, you're sorted. So massive shout out to Lexham Insurance. They power us here at BikeMatters. They make it all possible for us to do this kind of content. They're giving you the chance of saving £20 off your motorcycle, moped or scooter insurance. So click that link in the top right hand corner now. You'll go straight through to Lexham's site, complete a quotation on there, and you'll automatically have £20 deducted at the end. So yeah, if you fancy saving yourself 20 quid off your insurance premium, make sure to click that link and get a quotation. Right, so I've just pulled over quickly to show you about this tilt lock. So at the moment, if you see the light down there, that's constant on that little lock with the wheels there. So that's telling us the lock is on. So if I lift my feet up, this isn't on centre stand now, the lock is on, which is really handy for manual handling, by the way. But anyway, so that light basically refers to this little switch here. So as you can see to the left, that's the lock on and that's the lock off. So if I go lock off, there you go, lock is off. So you kind of, if you're going to hit that, you need to be in a good position to take safe control of your scooter, okay? So that is now off, as you can see. I am not going to let go of my feet because I'll land on my side. So, yeah, that lock, that tilt lock is off. So we can do whatever we like. Now the whole purpose of this feature is basically to bring you to a nice, safe kind of stop without you having to put your feet down, which is really cool. So if I now put the button on, there you go, we've got tilt lock on again. So when you're coming to a slow stop, that light there will flash like this. So that's basically saying, if you want to lock it, now's the time. So that the key's on, so let's put some power in, and let's give you a quick example. So at the moment there's no lock on, okay? Let's put it on, and it's locked. Okay, so like I did earlier, to unlock it you push it that way, or if we put some revs in, there you go, it's telling you it's unlocking it. So let's go slow again, and let's put it on lock. Okay? And that's locked it. Okay? So it's nice and locked. So we have that 11 litre fuel tank on this scooter. Now 11 litres isn't huge, but it's more than adequate for the scooter. I think I'm well in for over 150 miles now, and we're now just starting to hit red. And as you see, red is quite a decent size on that, so we've got a little while to go yet until we have to panic. But yeah, so 11 litres might sound small, but it's got you for quite a distance. As I say, I'm probably well over 150 miles so far, and it's not urgent to fill up yet. So the unique thing about the Piaggio MP3 and a lot of other three-wheel scooters and motorcycles is that it can be ridden on a car licence because it is declared as a trike. So yeah, you don't necessarily need a motorcycle licence for this. It is a trike and can be ridden on a car licence, and I think that's why you see them so popular in places like London, where people have wanted to get a bike and the MP3 just fits the bill really. It provides that quick, comfortable commuting option while being able to ride on a car licence. So it definitely has a benefit there. Now we do have storage options on this. As pointed out in the studio, we have that little cubby hole glove box at the front there with a USB port, and under the seat we have quite a lot of storage, so it fit. Well, I was able to fit my full face motorcycle helmet in it earlier, and there's quite a bit of room in front of it to fit a few bits and pieces as well. You definitely won't fit two full faces in there, but yeah, you'll definitely fit a bit in there, which is always good with a maxi scooter like this. Lots of storage options, and you always have the option, no doubt, of putting a top box on the back if you'd like. Now I think it's fair to say an MP3 definitely isn't going to be for everyone. It's going to be quite Marmite, I think. You either like the thought of having two wheels at the front and one at the back, or you just want to stick to a traditional scooter motorcycle. That's fair enough. You know, you're not going to rin everyone around to wanting a three-wheel scooter. It's unique. It's £6,999 at the end of the day for this, but that's why these things are so popular with people with a car license or in towns and cities. It's just offering something, you know, perfect for those types of scenarios. Don't get me wrong, it's handy for people who aren't in a town and a city. You know, if you want a countryside ride out every weekend, then this will be great for it. But it really is perfectly designed for urban commutes and people wanting to ride it on a car licence. So that sadly brings us to an end of this test on the Piaggio MP3 300 HPE Sport. I hope you found it useful and informative. It's definitely been a new experience for me. I've never ridden anything like this before. So yeah, I really hope you've liked it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, put that in the comment section below. If you own one, let us know how you get on with it in the comment section as well. If you like our content and you want to watch more, please hit that red subscribe button. And also while you're there, hit that notification button as well, and then you'll be notified when our new videos hit YouTube. So yeah, thank you very much for watching everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.